now that I feel more open, I feel safe to speak my mind, and I do acknowledge that I'm very fortunate to have the partner that I do, and to have built the relationship I have with him, and for us to both have had the experiences we've had in our lives, which makes us who we are. So it may sound like I'm kind of selling this idea that it's easy, and I don't believe going from being very independent, even counter-dependent, right? Like not needing, like not wanting help, not being open to help. Going from that to being a little bit more vulnerable and being willing to speak up, like it's something easy. And it's not easy. However, what also isn't easy is lying to yourself and others. Acting as if you're okay when you're really not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay not to say, I'm good, when you're not good. And the people in your life will receive that how they're going to receive that. But, you know, it's not about how it's received or how people view you. It is really about rebuilding the trust within yourself with yourself, that I don't have to lie. I don't have to lie to feel like I'm accepted here. I can be my authentic self, which is sometimes in a bad mood, or sometimes having a tough time, or sometimes not feeling all that great, and that being okay. We don't need anyone to fix our emotions. That is our body's job. Our body knows what to do with emotions. It knows what to do with a virus. It knows what to do with anything that comes its way. Our body knows. So our emotions are for us to deal with. But if you find yourself in this kind of, no one understands me, no one even sees that I'm suffering, can they even see how hard I work for them? Can they even see how much I care? Do they know how much effort I've put into this? They don't. And I'm hurt by that. If that's something you've said before or said within your own head, that is a shadow side, right? That is a part of us that we don't really want to admit, but it's the martyr. It's falling on the sword. It's like, oh, I'll take the brunt of this. Don't worry. Like, I can handle this. And I'm saying it like this kind of in a fresh tone because I'm guilty of this. But the martyr only gets to go like this, and it doesn't help anybody. Being a martyr is disempowering. No one makes you do anything. It is your free will. And yes, we've created habits and patterns within our relationships, within our own bodies, within our own minds. But that's not an excuse. And remember that baseline, like it is so normal to fail. When I first started expressing to Brad, my fiance, how I was actually feeling, he was kind of taken aback sometimes because it was like, what the fuck, how are you feeling that right now? And it felt like a failure. It felt like, oh, see, this is bad. See, this shouldn't, this is causing more harm than good. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But you know what? It wasn't that I shouldn't have been doing it. It was that I needed to improve. I needed to improve on my communication skills. So baseline is failure. We are supposed to fail. We're really supposed to suck at things that we have practiced the opposite of. We're supposed to suck at new stuff. We're supposed to suck at things that we were always too afraid to try. And failure is actually a really good thing. It says I could do better somehow. And maybe you are trying your very best and there's very little room to improve on, but I bet you there is still some space to improve on. So whatever kind of role that you play, whatever kind of victim mode you take, whatever kind of identity you have carried from childhood up until now, that when you look back at the story of your life and the major components of it, and there's going to be a thread that weaves every single one of them, look at that thread. What is that thread? And for me, it really was the, I've got this, I don't need any help. When I did, I was constantly, like, if this is the water line, I was constantly right here, constantly. And I just made it look good. But I was constantly just about to be submerged underwater, to be overwhelmed, overtaken by my emotions, by the suffering I was witnessing and feeling within my own heart. If the water line's here, I was getting water shoved up my nose at every other breath. And I'm not saying this to say like, oh, poor me. I was fine though. I'm fine. Look, I'm still above water. And so this recent turn of events for me, and being in relationship to this partner where I feel very close to, very much so, the best version of myself that I've ever been. This means being transparent. It means showing those shadow sides of myself, like being the martyr of over-giving, over-watering the plants and drowning them and going, I was just trying to be good, right? And what this has helped me realize is that we always have a choice. I have recently shared with him that I need support in my business. Being a one-woman show is overwhelming, from creating content. Like, I don't even need to go down the laundry list, right? That's even me trying to validate why I need help. You see that? You see how amazing these mind patterns are? I need support, and I can ask for it, and it will come to me in the ways that I need it to. So when I asked for the help, and he was right there, happy to assist, gave me some feedback, right? We had some discussions. I slept on it. The next morning I woke up feeling very uncomfortable. Kind of this sense of grief, of sadness, like, oh no, I'm not that independent, strong, independent woman anymore. And it's like, okay, that's a little ridiculous, but I'm not gonna judge that. It's coming through, but I don't wanna judge that. I then thought, oh, maybe he said he would help me with that, but like, he's just doing it because he loves me, but doesn't actually really want to help. And maybe this is burdening him. Like, I don't want to do. And I just like got right back on that train of, I'm good, I'm fine, like sucking water up my nose every other breath. It's fine, I'm good, I'm surviving, right? So it's natural for the stories to reappear, to have some pushback. And again, my new way is being open, is being honest, is communicating, is not withholding information out of fear of hurting someone's feelings or overwhelming someone. If he truly didn't want to do that and he was just kind of playing the good boy role and doing it, and then in 2 months from now he blows up and is like, I fucking hate this. That's not mine. That's his. That's his. I am my own business. He has his own business. Everyone has their own business to tend to. So who are we to decide, oh, they can't handle this? It's like, I don't think I'm alone in this. Maybe I am. Maybe you're getting a whole new perspective you've never heard before. But I'm willing to bet there is something like this in your life, whether it's inside of you, it's in your wife, it's in your friend, it's in your mom, it's in someone. And I hope this gave you a little perspective. I hope it was helpful. And thank you for listening.